Okay, so this is our second video of the course, and here we will be discussing about the print function. Now, a print function is basically a built-in function in Python. Now, a built-in function basically, has a predefined method which has all the functionalities which we can use directly using a function call. There are multiple built-in function in Python which we will be discussing as we deep dive into the course. Now let us understand how print function work. For that we simply write print. Now what is happening over here? Okay, so print, circular bracket is simply we are calling the print function which is already written. Now we will be passing a value to it. Now we can pass a string to it, like we can say hello, and then we can say Python. Okay, now if we compile the code, what we get? We get hello Python. Now print function, by looking into its output, you can see that it is something which can be used for communication, right? So what type of communication it can be used? You can you can communicate with the user by saying that this input you should provide, or this is the output. So all of this can be achieved using the print function. We also use this for debugging purposes, which we will see in the upcoming videos. Let us understand few more things, like in Python we have variables. Now variables can you can name it using any string, or we can say characters. Let us suppose we say a string which is a. Okay, so a is our variable over here, and we can pass a string to it. We can say Python over here. Okay, so in Python a string is something which is in double inverted quotes. Okay, so this Python is basically inside this double quote, so it will be considered as a string. Okay, now let us remove this Python and try to achieve the same using this variable a. How we do it? Let us see. For that we have to write print, then we say hello, and then we can have just a comma over here, and then we can pass the variable which is a. Okay, so now print function is basically having two values which we are passing to the print function. Let us see what we get after compiling the code. We get the same hello Python. Okay, now let us understand few more things, like the basic data types. Okay, so in Python we have few basic data types. Let us start with the integer. For that we can take a variable b, and we can say 20. Now anything which is not floating point is considered to be an integer. Okay, now we also have floating points, like we can say c equals 27.24. so anything which has a high precision can be used as a float. Okay, now there are multiple more things, like in Python we don't have a concept of double or all of that which we have in other languages. Here we considered mostly float. Okay, and over here it is mostly int. Okay, now let us have few more things, like we have a string which we have seen already, which is a equals Python. So a will be considered as a string, here b will be considered as a int, and c will be considered as a float. Okay, so we will say int, and this is basically our float. Okay, now let us move more. So we can also have, like we can say b plus c over here, so we can directly print a calculation over here, and if we compile the code, what we get? We get 47.239995. Okay, so why are we getting this much precision? Because by default in Python the float has a double level precision. So in other languages, if we want more precision we use double, but if we want less precision we use float. Okay, but in Python the float also has the double level precision, so there is no reason for a double to exist. Okay, let us understand few more things, like we also have string formatting. For that we can simply say print, then we can have f. F is basically f format, or string format. Now we can have anything over here, like we can say your score is, then we can have curly braces. Over here we can pass a variable. Let's suppose we take this C as our variable over here. Okay, so let us take C over here, and now if we compile the code, what we get, your score is 27.24. So this is, you know like how you achieve the basic things. We can also have more things over here, like we can say f equals 10, d equals 30, and then you can store this value in another variable. Let us have e, and then we can say f plus d, and then we can simply say print sum equals. Okay, we have to keep it inside a double inverted quotes. The sum equals, and then we can simply comma, and then we have e over here. And if we compile this code now, so what we get your sum is 40. Okay, so we will be discussing more about print function, data types, and string formatting in our upcoming videos. Don't worry, it will be just a piece of cake after you understand each of the concept briefly. Till then, subscribe to the channel, press the bell icon, and never miss any latest update from us. Happy coding journey.